I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the new Benchmade 9400, basically the 940 in auto format. Just got mine in the mail, looked it over, everything looks to be pretty good, no issues. Blade centering leaves a lot to be desired, but that's typical for all 940s. I had a slight amount of side-to-side play. I tightened up the pivot, actually took it out, put some plumber's tape around it, and tightened it up. Want to put an edge on this now. I love 940s with a polished edge, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my Venev stones. I don't use these very often. Figured I'd break them out for the video. I've got an 800 grit here for the Edge Pro, and then I've got a 1200, 2000. Now these are the old style stones. They're not the OCB models. They still work. I've never had a problem with them. So that's what I'm going to use tonight. When I'm done with the Edge Pro, or when I'm done with the Venev stones, I'm going to use my Edge Pro 4K stone to polish the edge. The choil was done perfectly. I couldn't complain about the choil. No modification seems to be needed. So I'm just going to get right to it. And cut off their edge. That will remove any fatigued steel. And let me start fresh. Now these EPA stones are smaller, of course, than the 8x3 stones that I typically use. So it may take a little bit longer just because I don't have as much real estate. If it looks like the video is going to be dragging, I may just cut away and edit through. We'll see how it goes. I'm coming to you guys a little bit already through some of this process. Started sharpening on my 800 Edge Pro stone, but it was going too slowly. So I switched over to my little pocket stones just to get this knocked out a little faster. I've got a burr completely on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. I've conditioned these little pocket stones and flattened them out recently, so they're really aggressive and really fast. You can get a lot of work done on these little bitty stones. Pretty much got a burr, but I can still see some of the factory scratches still in there. So I'm going to go just a little bit longer. Get all those removed. So I'm actually going to switch back to my Edge Pro stone, which is 800 grit. Get this edge polished a little bit. Now I've got a big burr on this. And I can definitely see some of the factory scratches still in the bevel right up on the shoulder, so I am going to concentrate on this just a little bit longer. I'm just about finished up on the 800 grit. I've got most of the scratches out from the previous stone. I had a little waviness going on, but I think I've got that corrected now. Now this one's an actual 8x3 full-size stone. Got the micron level on the side here. So this is 3.2 micron on this side. This is 1.0 on this side. Looking at the swarf buildup, looks like I used this side last time I used this stone, so I'm going to use the opposite side just to keep things even. These, of course, are splash and go. I still got a little spot. It still has the factory scratches on it. Just never got those out. I'm going to ride the shoulder just a little bit here in a second. I do want to see if I can get a little bit more of those scratches out. It doesn't look like they held the angle true at factory. And I do have a burr still. I'm just kind of flip-flopping it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop my angle. So instead of having it up where I'm actually sharpening it, I'm going to drop it a little bit and I am going to ride that shoulder. So this is my angle currently. I want to drop it, get it right on that shoulder. Very, very little pressure here, not even the weight of the knife. Because I don't want to grind that shoulder off, per se. I just want to hit those scratches directly on it. And I think that got it pretty well. So now I'm going to go back to my original angle. Just to clean it up a little bit. Still got a burr. I'm going to do a few burr minimization passes. And my stone looks like it's kind of loaded. Once again, I'm taking the Nagara stone. I'm going to clean it off a little bit. I've heard, although I haven't used it personally, that the cleaning stone that comes with Nanawa, this guy right here, I've heard it works really well cleaning these stones up also. I like my natural Nagara stone. it kind of roughs up the surface just a little bit. It removes that resin and leaves the diamond underneath. Again, all I'm doing here is burr minimization. Just trying to get that burr whittled down or even cut off if possible. I'm going to use a magnifier here. I want to check my tip and make sure I'm actually hitting all those scratches, which it looks like I'm hitting it just fine. And checking for burr. Almost like where I hit that shoulder, I've got two bevels kind of going on. I'm gonna spend a little bit of extra time right here. This is the 2000 grit side. I went ahead and hit it with my Nagara stone. Again, these are the old style Venev stones. These are not the OCB material. The way I understand it, the OCB binder material is not abrasive, whereas the old stuff, like what I have, the binder material is abrasive. So you not only have the diamonds in the stone cutting the steel, but the actual resin that they sit in, the main portion of the stone, the hard portion of the stone, actually helps cut the steel as well. And what that apparently did is create uneven scratch patterns. Since I'm not after a true mirror polish, they really don't bother me, but I could definitely see for guys that are, how that could be a real hassle. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my final stone, which is going to be my Edge Pro Matrix Diamond Resin 4K stone. Now, I've talked about this stone before in other videos. Sharpening on it freehand, it feels like sharpening on an eraser. It's got absolutely terrible feedback. I did have to flatten it last time I used it. Although they say this stuff is not supposed to wear quickly. I had a definite dip, looked like a half pipe in the stone. And flattening it out was a chore. Although I created that dip from sharpening, getting it out wasn't easy. I've got a ton of load up here, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this. Again, I'm going to take my Nagara stone. Got the stone clean. I'm just about done. Just going to make some final passes, clean everything up. Final stropping duties is going to diamond, 1 micron diamond spray from Triple B's website. I believe it's the Phoenix House diamond spray, or something like that. 155. $146. And $147. So the average comes out to $149. So you can see on the shoulder those scratches I was talking about. I got a scuff on my blade right here. I don't know how the hell that happened. I did it somehow. I did have some waviness going on in the edge. Like I said, I got that corrected. So the flat is now flat. Not a bad bit of polish for diamonds. This, of course, is the first sharpening. My next one, I should be able to get the rest of those scratches out on the shoulder and hopefully produce a better edge. Now, when I first got this, the action was much, much better, but I had side-to-side play. So I had to tighten the pivot just a hair, and as you can see, doing so has caused the action to be a little weak. It's still not bad. Not bad at all. That's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. Appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good one.